Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our live stream here in YouTube. Good evening. We will be a little bit early tonight because I have some I have some things to attend to, and I don't want to miss all of you. So I don't want to miss my live stream tonight as well, as I know this has been very helpful, even for one or two students. It has been very helpful, so I wanted to be. Hi, Colonel. Good evening, Colonel. Good evening. Hello, hello. How are you? Hi, Colonel. Yes. Thank you for being here, Colonel. Early. Kumusta? We'll just wait for a while. I'll be goods, ma'am. Medyo maaga nag-start. Oo. Yes, medyo maaga. Kasi ano ako, mag-a-attend ako ng prayer service later at 8. So, ayoko ma-late. We need to thank God for what He has done in our lives and blessed us with. So, I'm going to attend so that medyo ano yung brightness natin. Teka ha, adjust ko lang yung brightness ng camera ko kasi I think I'm too bright, not too white, too bright. Yes. Ayun. Is that better? Yung ano? Wait, let me. Colonel, kumusta ang class so far? Kumusta naman yung class so far ngayong week? Lipat ako account. Okay, sure. Oh no! Sana kaya ng powers. Praying that you will have enough energy, enough power, knowledge, and wisdom to be upon you, Colonel. Thank you for our 5 viewers tonight. If you do have any question, good evening, Maha Blanca. If you do have any question, tonight there is still a request about quadratic equations, how to factor them, and most probably we'll be covering factoring tonight, quadratic. I do not know why I mean, it's always been a struggle to factor, but when you're used to it, kung naging ano yung you're used to the system, you're used to the process, you're used to the kung paano siya ginagawa, it will be very easy all throughout. Maging very, very easy. It will be very easy. Yes. Salamat po ng marami sa lahat ng andito tonight. Alright, so I guess we will start off. Okay. So we will. Hi, Simply Me. Good evening. Salamat sa pag-drop by. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Sorry sa ano natin ha, sa forehead natin na napakalaki. Napakalaki ng forehead ko. Hi, Mika. Oh, okay. Hi. All right. Okay, so we will focus tonight on quadratic factoring. Hopefully, we will be able to, make it easier. I hope I will be able to help you make it easier. So we will do factoring, and most probably we'll be able to to touch as well, because we have touched square root, extracting root last time. So we will try to make it easier, hopefully. Good evening, Mika. Okay, so we will start just to recap. Okay, just to recap, when we say quadratic, it has the standard form ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, that's the standard form of your quadratic equation or expression. If it has, if walang equal to 0, it becomes an expression. Okay, but if you have equal to 0, then it becomes Blanca, what's with the Korean thing? Okay, so if there is a 0, then it becomes quadratic equation. All right, so we have discussed last week, how do we factor out by, can you louder? Can you louder? It's already loud. Okay, wait. How about that? Is it loud now? Or it's still, how about now? Can you louden? Louden. Okay, I hope it's loud enough. Okay. So, yes, ma'am. Okay. So, yes. So we did the extracting roots last week. So we have discussed na pag yung extraction of roots, it only applies, I mean, you can extract when your x squared can actually be on one side. Okay, so let's say, for example, you have x squared minus 121 equals to 0. Pwede mong i-transfer yung 121. So x will be plus minus the root of 121. And then you will have x equals plus minus 11. So we do that when it is x squared alone on one side, and you can transfer everything on another side. Okay, we can do that when it's only x squared. However, what if there is an x? Okay, hindi yung x natin hindi yung ex-boyfriend and ex-girlfriend, yung variable na x. Alright, so what if we have an x? Okay, so if we have an x which completes the standard form, we can do factoring. If it's not factorable, then you have actually a lot of option, quite a number of options. You have the quadratic formula, you have completing the square, and you also have, quadratic formula and completing the square if it is non-factorable. But if it is factorable, we have factoring, quadratic factoring, and we also have special factorings. So ano yung special factorings? What are the special factoring technique that we have for a quadratic expression? One of it is the difference of two squares. Okay, let's say, for example, x squared minus 25 equals 0. So you can actually factor this as x plus 5 and x minus 5, where you have x equals negative 5 or 5. So if you are paired with a perfect square, you can factor it out as plus minus 5. And you would notice this is the same with extracting the root. You can have it as x squared equals plus minus 25, x plus minus 25, therefore x is plus minus 5. Okay, so it's the same. Plus minus 5, plus minus 25, and so on. So it will be the same. Okay, so difference of two square. So for tonight, we will only focus on how do we factor a quadratic equation. If it is factorable and it has a complete, it has an x, it has an x squared, and it has a constant. So how do we Permission to ask po, ma'am. Yes, Mika. What is it, Mika? Just type. What is it? Okay, while you are thinking what to ask, you just type it in. I'll answer you. So there are two things to consider. Okay, if your x squared is with coefficient 1, so that means that your a here is equal to 1, coefficient to 1. So for example, x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. So how do we factor if you have x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0? The first step is you look at your, in factoring po, dito kasi ako naguguluhan. Okay. All right. 8y squared. Okay. Let me just, okay, I'll answer you in a while, Mika. Yeah. So first step that you have to do is find the factors of 6. When we say factors, these are numbers that when you multiply will give you that answer. So what are the factors of 6? Factors of 6, and that's positive, okay? So positive is 6 times 1. Hello, Tokushima. It's been a long time. Yes. Or 3 times 2. Right? Those are the factors of 6. Yes, it's y squared. Okay? These are the factors of 6. The next step that you have to check is which one will give you the middle term. Okay? Saan dito yung magbibigay sa'yo ng middle term? So 6 plus 1 is 7. 3 plus 2 is 5. So it is this one that will give you the middle term. This is grade 9 or grade 10. Okay? Therefore, 3 times 2 will give you 6. 3 plus 2 will give you 5. Hence, the factor will be x plus 3, x plus 2. That's your factor. If it is equal to 0, then x will be equal to, just write the opposite sign of whatever your factor is. X will be -3 or -2. Factoring general trinomial lang po ba yan? Yes, that's right. Ang problema kasi nung binigay mo na example, Nika, let me show it. Okay? The problem with that is, wait. Let me erase it. Okay. Yung problem niyan, 8y squared minus 24y minus 3. Ang problem dito is, you have an 8 here and you have a 3. So when you have an 8, if your coefficient, if x squared is with coefficient more than 2 or more than 1, okay? If your coefficient is more than 1, 2 or more, that means that you have to find the factor of 8. So ang gagawin natin dito is a square. You just draw this. Okay, you just draw that. I'll draw it on the side. So this is how you would do it. So you find the factors of 8. 8 is 4 times 2, right? But your problem would be 3. Or you can also do, you can also have 8 times 1. But our problem with that will be if it is factorable. So let's just try 4 and 2 first. Okay, these are the factors of 8, 4 and 2. And the factors of 3 is negative, that's negative 3. It's negative 3 times 1 or negative 1 times 3. However, when you multiply this, 4 times negative 3, it's negative 12. 2 times 1 is 2. That will not give you the middle term. That's the problem. So, which means that 8y squared might not be factorable. Even if we try to make it 8 and 1, okay, 8 and 1, 8 times 3 is 24, but 1 times 1 is 1. So, 24 plus 1 is negative, it's 25, or 24 minus 1 is 23. So, which means that this is not factorable. So, if it's not factorable, you use your quadratic formula. So if it is not factorable, then you use your quadratic formula, or you can do completing the square, which we will discuss most probably next week. Okay? Let's stick to factorable for now. Or I might release a video this Sunday that is for non-factorable or for completing the square. All right. Okay. So I'll just teach you, I think I'll just teach you one thing so that it will be easy. Okay. So let's say, for example, you have x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. The first thing that you have to do is, let's just use this so that it's easier for you. All right. So coefficient is 1. So just place 1 and 1. And then that's negative 24. So you need to find the factors of negative 24. That will give you the middle term. That will give you the sum of the middle term. Okay. It should be the sum of this. So since it's negative 2, you have to find the factors of 24 na medyo close to, or close yung mga values niya together. Like, don't give a factor of 24 times 1. That's way far, getting a 2. So you have to think like, probably it's 6 times 3. Or it could be 24. Sorry, 6 times 3. 6 times 4. Or it could be 12 times 2. Ma'am, what topic po nga ulit? Ngayon ulit. Quadratic. Factoring quadratic. I'll write it here. Oh, it's too thick. Sorry. Factoring quadratic. There. Yes, that's right. So if it is not factorable, if your values are not factorable, then it will be completing the square. Or you can also use the quadratic formula. Mas easy yung quadratic formula kaysa sa completing the square. But if the given question is very specific on what process you need to use or method to use, then you have to learn both. But yung quadratic formula ang pinaka-easy talaga. Okay? And you can use quadratic formula even if it is factorable. That's not a problem. Both can be used for quadratic formula. Sorry about that. All right. Okay. So again, going back to this example. So 24 can have a factor of 6 times 4, or you have 12 times 2. But between the two, ang 6 times 4 is most likely the one that will give you a 2, a sum of 2. Since this is negative, so you check. Since that's negative, the bigger factor, and this is negative, the bigger factor will be the negative. Okay? Yung biggest factor mo will be your negative. So that will be negative 6 times 4. Negative 6 times, negative 6 times 1 will be negative 6. 1 times 4 will be 4. When you add, that will be negative 2, which is your middle term. Okay? That becomes your middle term. Therefore, right, let's just erase this. Therefore, the factors will be x minus 6, x plus 4. Ito yung factors mo. Equals 0. It will be like this. Okay? So, x is 6 or negative 4. It will be opposite. Yes. You have to tell your classmates to, watch or to join the live, Maha Blanca. I would be very willing to help so that it will be easy. Okay? Let's try again another example. X squared plus x minus 6. Dito kasi sa plus and minus or minus plus, dito nagkakahirapan yung mga estudyante because you have to be mindful, you have to be conscious of the positive and negative sa middle term and the last term. Okay? So you have to be careful as to how you would do it. So the last term here is negative 6. Yan yung last term. So you find the factors of negative 6. Alright? So negative 6, the factors of negative 6 can be 3 times negative 2 or negative 3 times 2. But before you finalize anything, you look at the sign sa middle term. The sign of the middle term is positive. If this is positive, that means it's the bigger factor which should be positive. Why? So this is the factor. The bigger number should be positive. Why is that so? Because 3 plus negative 2 will give you a positive 1, which is the middle term. Therefore, the factors will be x plus 3 times x minus 2. Okay? So when you find the value of x, it will be x equals negative 3 or positive 2. Opposite siya. Maging opposite siya. Alright? So the only thing na dapat nyong remember, okay? I'll give you a summary so that you would know what's the difference between all this plus minus, okay? I'll give you all the questions. Halimbawa, x squared minus 2x minus 24 equals 0. Anong ginawa natin dito? We have to find negative 24's factor. Since it's negative, so it's either both are positive or both are negative. So if this is the case, you look at the middle term that is a negative. Okay, negative. Therefore, this one should be a positive. Since this is negative, therefore the bigger number, this should be the negative yung bigger factor. Okay, so negative is your bigger factor. So you have, let me just write it down. Negative 24 would be negative 6 times 4. So that negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2, which is the middle term. So this will be x minus 6, x plus 4. Okay. Another example, x squared plus x minus 6. Okay, I'm just rewriting everything that I've given as an example. So the last term is negative 6. Since the middle term is positive, it will be, the positive will be the bigger one. So that, negative. So that 3 plus negative 2 will be 1. So x plus 3, x minus 2. Okay. Oh, sorry. I deleted it. All right. Okay. Another example. Let's have more example. Para ma-practice, you would see the difference. Let's say I have x squared plus 7x plus 10. Okay? So, puro positive. So, since it's puro positive, then you have 10 will be 5 times 2. So that 5 plus 2 is 7. So, x plus 5, x plus 2. Can you see now how the numbers are like related? The factors and the middle term should be related. So if it's negative 24 and this is negative 2, if the middle term is negative, the bigger factor should be negative. If this is negative 6 and this is positive, the bigger factor must be positive. If both are positive, therefore both factors will be positive. Okay, questions so far before we erase everything? If you would like to copy it, then I'm okay. Or you can repeat this video. All right. So I hope that is clear. Let's move. I'll give you let's see. Okay, I'll give you 2 questions. Okay, let's move to the one with 2 or more coefficient. All right. Questions so far? Very serious. We're talking of very serious matter. Okay. Okay. So what if your x squared has a coefficient more than 2? What if it's more than 2? Let's say you have 2x squared, 3x squared, 4x squared, 5x squared, 6x squared, and so on and so forth. Then you have 2. So, kung sa x squared plus 3x minus 2, dalawa na yung problema mo. isa lang yung problema mo. If it is your a squared, math is so easy. It's making me doubt if I'm doing it right. Don't doubt. If you think that it's too easy, then think twice first. It might be wrong. Okay? All right. So, let's say for example, sorry. All right. Uh-oh. No ba to? Okay. Technology. Okay. Let's say for example you have 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. Okay. 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. Dito na tayo magkakaalaman. Kung alam nyo ba talagang mag-factor. If you really know how to factor, this is the question. These are the types of questions that would really challenge you. Okay? But if you know the process, it will be easy. Yes. If you think it's easy, then think twice. I'm not saying math is difficult, but if you feel like, oh, it's too easy, think twice, revise, read, go through your answers again, make sure that you have done. But always, okay, this is proven. When you take a test or when you take an exam, always trust your instinct. Okay, never change your answer. Always trust your instinct, your first instinct. It always happen. I do not know if it is true for you, but for most of my students, let's say for example, it's a multiple choice question. Yung first answer nila is A. And then after some time, they doubted about it. They changed it to C. And then, true enough, the correct answer was A. So, if you are in doubt, what if nag-revise ka po tapos easy pa rin yung math? Then you are superb, Maha Blanca. That means that it is confirmed. Revise, revise, revise. When it is easy, that means it's confirmed that it's really easy. Okay? But if you did not do anything, hindi ka nag-revise, nag-answer ka lang, answer, 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 answer. Yes, always trust your instinct, your guts. Okay? All right, going back to this. So what if I have a 3, a 2, a 1, or any not a 1 variable with my x squared? What will I do? Paano ko i-factor to? My 3 sa x squared ko. It's different. All right, so it's different. So what you do is you use this square. Trust your, yes, that's right, Colonel. Trust your intuition. Okay, and then the first thing that you have to do is find the factor of 3. Sulat natin yan dito. 3 times 1. Okay, the next one is you have to find the factors of negative 1. That is a negative 1. So we will do like a trial and error here. We will place negative 1 on top and then 1 below. This is the factor of 3. This is the factor of negative 1. Okay, so you place 1 on top and 3 below. So when you multiply, okay, let's multiply this. 3 times negative 1, that's multiplication. That will give you negative 3. And then 1 times 1, that will give you a 1. So when you add, what will you do with this? You add. Okay, the same process. You add. Negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2, which is your, dapat mong makuha yung middle term after adding. You have to get your middle term after adding. Negative 3 plus 1 will give you negative 2, which is your middle term. Therefore, your factors are correct. But how would you write it down? How would you write it? It will be 3 paired with 1. That will be 3x plus 1. Okay? And then 1 paired with negative 1. So that will be x minus 1. Okay? So you have 3x plus 1 and then x minus 1. It's like a butterfly. These are the factors now, equal to 0. Po, why is it x? Which one is x? This one? Because it's 3x squared. So when you actually check, remember your smiley face? It's negative 3x. When you add, that will give you negative 2x. Can you give one more example, ma'am? Because I got confused on why it's x. Okay. Why it's x? Because there is an x squared. Okay. Sure, Maha Blanca. Okay, so that is your needed ibuta ang x. Yes, it's required. Because this is 3x squared. Dapat may x and x. So that when you multiply, that will give you back 3x squared. Remember your FOIL method of expanding the first out in last. Okay, another example. Can I erase this? Yes. Can erase. You can erase. It should always have your x. Maha Blanca. Always, always. Okay. 2x squared minus 7x minus 4. Ma'am, parang tinanggal lang po yung isang x doon sa 3. Kaya po ba nagkaroon ng single x sa left? Yes. Kasi fina-factor natin. Okay. I might have missed it. Okay. Ganito na lang para mas madali. Okay. I'll show it to you again. Ano nga yung given ko? 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. Okay? Equals 0. So, ganito na lang gawin natin para hindi kayo ma-confuse. So that you won't be confused. So, first is the factors of 3x squared. Replace 3x and x. Okay? Dadalhin ko na lang yung x. Kasi kanina hindi ko dinala eh. Iniiwan ko si x. Yun. Dapat mo naman talagang iiwan yung mga x, di ba? May pinaghuhugutan. Okay. And then the factors of negative 1. So you have negative 1 and 1. And then you multiply. 3x times negative 1 will give you negative 3x. X times 1 will give you x. So negative 3x plus x will give you negative 2x, which is your middle term. So when you pair this, this should be 3x and 1 together and this one together. So that will be 3x plus 1, x minus 1. Okay ba? Is it clear? Because we're finding the factors of 3x squared. So 3x and x. And then negative 1 is negative 1 times 1. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's do another example. I hope you are able to follow. Okay. Another example. Let's say you have 2x squared minus 7x minus 4. Ganahan ako mo sa... Layo pa nun. Okay. 2x squared first. Bugat na gamay akong utok, ma'am, pero kaya pa for the high grades. Okay. So first is you factor 2x squared. All right? 2x squared. So factoring that out, let's go back to our square. Yung square natin, it's really helpful. The square is really helpful. So if maano nyo to, you can follow the technique of making this box your quadrant. So you have 2x. Let's have different color so that you can follow 2x and x, right? The 2x squared has factors 2x and x. The next one is find the factors of negative 4. So negative 4, since we need negative 7, we will make use of negative 4. Okay? So we place negative 4 here and then 1. So negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Alright? So here, you'll have 2x squared. You'll get negative 4. So these are your first and last term. Okay? Alright? Next one is multiply. 2x times negative 4 is negative 8x. X times 1 is positive x. Then you add. When you add that, you will get negative 8x plus x is negative 7x, which is your middle term. Okay, so once you get the middle term, what you need to do is you draw the butterfly. The butterfly. Okay, the butterfly is so beautiful now. You pair 2x plus 1 and x minus 4. Alright, if this was equal to 0, you just need to place 2x plus 1 equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0. And 2x equals negative 1, x equals 4, x equals negative 1/2. In that situation, Mom, negative 8x plus x is 1. This one you mean? This part? Negative 8x plus x is negative 7x. Negative 8x plus x equals negative 7x. That's why it's negative 7, which is the middle term. Sorry about that. My head was my neck. X is like a 1. No. X is not a 1. Parang ASMR yung pagkakabulong niyo, Ma'am. Sorry, Colonel. Ganun ba? Negative x. Rinig lahat, Colonel. X is not the 1. X is not the 1. Shempers, x is not the 1. It's not the x that is 1. If you just have x, it's understood that there is a 1 there. You don't need to write it down. 8 ka x, so minus 1 that it's... Yes, that's right. Yes. 8x, 8x's minus 1x will be 7. Yes, that's right. It's okay, Ma'am. Parang relaxing. Oh, magpo-podcast na lang ako, Colonel. Saludo to maths enthusiast. May tag-arithmetic ra ko, Ma'am Taman. Okay? Clear? Okay? Let's have one more example. Last example for, hopefully for tonight. So we only do, okay. I'll give you 2 questions side by side. You try to answer it. Okay. I don't have a bigger eraser than this. It's too cute. My eraser is too cute. I cannot make it bigger. Wait, Oh, I see. I can actually make it bigger. I just don't know though how to do it. Okay. What did I give you? Okay. X squared plus 3x minus 4 equals 0. And wait. Try to answer this, and then we'll see 2x squared minus 3x minus 5. And then, I want to give you something. Okay, x squared plus 3x minus 4. Okay, so you have two quadratic here. The other one is only a 1. The x squared is 1. While on the left side, you have 2x squared. All right, so you follow the same pattern. You do this. You place the first term's factor. Try to do it on your own right now. You do this. So that's 2x and x. You do this. That's x and x. Try to do the same pattern. And then you check negative. That's negative 5 and negative 4. So what are the factors of negative 5? The factors of negative 5 is 1 times negative 5. Okay, I place negative 5 below so that I'll get negative 5 instead of negative 10. Okay, because if all right, I'll show you again why. Because if I place -5 here, that will give me -10. I only need -3. So that's the reason why I don't place it there. Okay. So you have 1, -5. And then this is 4 on the other side. So since that's +3, so you have 4 times -1. All right. So 2x times 1 will be 2x. X times -1 will be -5x. X times 4 will be 4x. X times -1 will be -x. Then you add. You add. 2x plus -5x is -3x, which is the middle term. 4x plus -4 is +3x, which is your middle term. Therefore, our factors here, then you do the butterfly. This one together, this one together, crossover. Parang basketball lang din, diba? Crossover. Crossover ba yun? Sa basketball. 2x minus 5, x plus 1, and then x minus 1, x plus 4. Those are your factors. Uh-oh. Yes. Okay. I hope the sound is back. Okay. Okay. You answer Nika. Mika. Colonel. You answer Maha Blanca as well. Wala sound. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so the step would be, always remember to do the square, the quadrant. Find the factors of the first term X times x is x squared. 3x times x is 3x squared. Yes, that's right, Colonel. That's right. So you have negative 7 and 5. Oh, let's make it colorful because life is so colorful. Negative 7 and 5, that's negative 35. Then you have, that's negative 7x, 5x, which gives you negative 2x, which is the middle term. So therefore, x plus 5, x minus 7. That's right. That's correct. That's correct. X plus 5 and x minus 7. Yes. Yes, that's correct. So for the other question, you have to make sure that when you factor out 10, negative 10, it's either you have negative 5 and 2, or the other way around. Either way, you have to check which one will give you the middle term. Try. We are almost done for tonight. This will be the last question for tonight. Did you get it? Did you get the answer? 3x. No. Maha Blanca, if you use my, okay, I'll in the urge to cry. In the urge. No. If you use negative 10, okay, that's 1 and negative 10. That's 3x times 1. That is 3x. X times 10 is negative 10. That will not give you negative 13. So you might want to change it. Try 5 and 2. 5 and 2. Try 5 and 2. Because that is 3x times x. You try 5 and 2. So if you have negative 5, that will give you 15. 3 times negative 5. That's the reason why I'm showing you a technique where you have the quadrant. You have the box. You have the square. Because you would see 3 times negative 5 will give you negative 15x. And then x times 2 will give you 2x. Okay? In the urge to cry. Don't cry. Maka lagot ko calculator man good. So this is negative 15x. This is 2x. So when you add this, negative 15x plus 2 will give you negative 13, which is the middle term. When you do this, you have to always check. You have to pair it. You have to do trial and error. 3x and negative 5 is negative 15. X and 2 is 2. Negative 15 plus 2 is negative 13. So it becomes the middle term. Then you do the butterfly effect. Then you do the butterfly. Then you do the butterfly. You do the butterfly, you do the butterfly. So that will be 3x plus 2, x minus 5. How to know what factors of the numbers easily. Oh, okay. All right. How to know what factors by using this method, kernel, makikita mo kung sino yung pwede mong itapat. By using this method, by looking at it, makikita mo kung sino yung itatapat mo. And most of the time, the factors are always those that are closer to each other. So, halimbawa, eto, no? You have 3x and x. So, by just looking at this, makikita mo agad, ano yung dapat i-pair ko sa 3 para equal to? Anong dapat i-pair ko sa x para pag ma-add ko, lalabas is negative 13x. So, that's one way of getting it. Tingnan mo yung, tingnan 3x and x. Tingnan mo yung kung negative 10, di ba? So, factors of negative 10 is only 5 and 2. So, anong dapat i-pair ko sa 3x? At anong dapat i-pair ko sa x? Para pag i-add ko silang dalawa, negative 13 yung lalabas. Okay? So, pwede mo ilagay dito. Let's say 5. And then, let's say for example, you place a 2 and a 5. So 3x times 2 is 6, right? 5 times x is 5x. That will not give me a 13. So that means that this is a wrong pair. So baliktarin ko naman, 5 and 2. 3x times 5 is 15. X times 2 is 2. So since it's negative 13, di ba sabi natin, yung greater always is the negative. So that's how you do it. You have to check. I-pair mo agad. I-pair 3x and this, x and this. Once you've done that, tapos, i-crossover. Yung, bali, what's the purpose of crossover? The purpose of crossing over or the butterfly is para makuha mo yung pair dito sa factors. 3x plus 2 and x minus 5. There you go. Again. Saan dito yung i-again ko? Okay. Please. Mas easy pala itong method ni ma'am. Sana nalaman ko pa ito. Oo, mas easy to siya. Kasi ma-visualize mo eh. Makikita mo agad eh kung ano yung dapat kapares niya. Last question. Last example. Ma'am, can you give examples? Yes, sure. Teka ha, gagawa muna ako ng example. X squared. Okay, wow. Nagbigay na si kernel ng, okay, x squared plus 9x minus 10. Grade 10 ako at ito yung lesson. Grade 9 po. Oh. Sure, no problem. Okay? So, ano yung first step? Gagawa ka ng grid. Tapos, ilalagay mo yung x squared factors dito. X and x. Basta ang A mo is, kung ano yung lalabas dito, pag plus mo, dapat 9x ang lalabas. Anong dapat i-pair mo ng x? At anong i-pair mo ng x dito? Na factor ng 10, negative 10. So, this is very obvious, right? Kasi you need a 9. So, for sure, 10 and 1. Since positive yung middle mo, dapat positive din yung 10. Okay? Dapat positive yung 10. So, x times 10 is 10x. X times negative 1 is negative x. So, pag add mo, 10 plus negative x, positive 9, which is the middle term. Therefore, next step is cross. Butterfly. Butterfly effect. So, x minus 1, x plus 10. How about, okay, all right. So, just to inform, the same pag ma-yx or yx squared or x squared, same lang yan same lang lahat. Minus 2 equals negative 9y. So, yung first step na gagawin mo is to make it a standard form so that you can factor it out. So, gawin mong standard form, i-equate mo to 0. 5y squared plus 9y minus 2 equals 0. Okay? And then, you draw this again. So, first, 5y squared is 5y times y. That's 5y squared. 5y times y is 5y squared. Now, tingnan mo yung middle. Dapat, pag equal nito, pag plus, dapat ang lalabas is 9y. Okay? So, factors, dapat negative 2. So, 5y times, so since negative 2 to siya, so 2 and 1 lang, right? Because it's 2. So, it's only 2 and 1. Tapos, next mong isipin is, 9y kasi siya. So, dapat yung 2 kapares ng 5 so that you'll get a 10. So, your 2 needs to be paired with 5 so that you'll get a 10. Sorry. Sorry. Sometimes when you are too into the, okay. Alright, so, ang first is yung 5y, right? So, 5y squared, factors niya is 5y and y. Tapos, yung negative 2 is 2 and negative 1. So, since kailangan natin ng positive 9y, ang 5y, dapat i-pair mo sa 2. Why? Because you need a 10y para pag subtract mo, makukuha mo yung 9y. Okay, so 5y times 2 is 10y. 1 becomes negative dahil 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, which is the third term. Alright, and then butterfly. Therefore, your factors is 5y minus 1 times y plus 2. All right. I hope that's clear. Hinga muna. Next week na naman yung iba. If you need, I will release on factoring quadratic this Sunday so that you will have more. Yes, yes, thank you po. All right. So that you will have more things that you can practice. So, and at least you will be able to solve and practice more questions. I think that would end our session for tonight. Sorry, hindi na tayo makakapag-game because it's already 9:49 and I have to leave as well. So I hope that I was able to help you in some small ways. And by next week, we'll have more. Okay? So we'll have more quadratic next week as well. So if you have anything that you would like me to cover, please do not hesitate to send me or just type in a question in one of my videos. I could always see that. Labas ko sabay because I need fresh air. All right. So thank you very much for all who are watching. I'll see you then next week on Tuesday. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to type in. It is quite easy, but I need to be careful. Yes, it's okay po. Good luck po sa meeting niyo, ma'am. Thank you. God bless po sa lahat. Have a wonderful evening and a blessed week ahead. Maglalaro tayo next week, okay? Thank you so much and all the best sa mag-e-exam, magte-test this week. All the best po. Okay? Take care. All the best. God bless sa mga exams niyo. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, Colonel. Thank you for dropping by. Bye-bye. Thank you sa lahat. Night-night. Good night. God bless po. Ambery, late ka. wala ka nang naano, Ambery. Revise na lang. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.